Welcome to Why Though the Podcast.
We did it. That was amazing. Hello, Destiny.
Hello, Lizzy. How are you? Welcome back after Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh. It was so nice to have. I had 5 days off in a row.
My goodness.
A dream.
Yes.
A dream.
Congrats.
Yeah. I feel like I actually went on a vacation. Even though I didn't go anywhere, I stayed home. I mean, I did go to, to do things. I went to my parents' house and went on the Cinnamon Bear cruise. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Portland Spirit cruise for children that involves a very interesting tale.
Yes.
And costume characters and treats galore.
Treats galore. That's what Thanksgiving break should be about.
Mm-hmm.
Just good food, good times.
I wouldn't say the food was good, but it was there.
Yeah.
I did go to Dozone for lunch afterwards, and that was really good.
Love that.
Love Dozone. Yeah.
Well, welcome, listeners, to Why Though the Podcast.
Welcome to Why Though the Podcast. We're here again. This is the podcast where we turn Lizzy's critically acclaimed, in my opinion, advice column into the very podcast that you're listening to, and we chat about all the questions that you sent to us. One of the ways you can send us questions is by texting Lizzy. You can text me. Really, for real. That's what I got to do today. I got to send a text. When you're off for 5 days, you really forget what you're supposed to be doing. Anyway, text the word advice to 503-751-8731 and then click the link and subscribe, and I will text you for real every day if I remember. Like today, I forgot to write it down. I don't know. Do you do this? I have a list of things to do every day. In the morning, I make myself a list, and then I check them off, and it feels very productive. That's how I get through the day.
I love that. Not every day, but if I have a particularly busy day, I definitely do that. Or if I have like many things coming up, like I need to do this many things before X o'clock.
Right.
But not every day. But I think that's great.
Yeah, I do. It's for a while I had like a bullet journal.
Mm-hmm. I bullet journaled for a while.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
And this is now I have just now it's just a list. But I did actually, I should look at this again, but I found my journal, like my planner, basically my list of what to do, that I had in the office up until the pandemic sent us home. And I was like, this is quite funny to see what I was doing, especially because, as we got closer to the day that we left, I used to work one weekend day, and I went to the press conference where Kate Brown announced the state of emergency. It was a Sunday, and there were almost no other reporters there. So I was just like, raise my hand, ask questions. And it was almost like a giddy scene. Like everyone was shaking hands, like maybe we shouldn't shake hands. Yeah. And I remember the guy in charge of the Oregon Health Department I asked, like, will we be social distancing, this thing I just heard about coming out of Seattle? And he was like, oh, no. You have to be standing next to someone for like 8 hours to get COVID from them. I mean, that was when there was like one known case. Obviously, there were many more.
Yeah, I was already sick at that point.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I would later, unbeknownst to me, I would be sick for an entire year.
Wow, that's fun. Yeah. That's a classic pandemic tale.
Absolutely. Yeah.
My neighbor across the street definitely got COVID, I believe. And she coughed so hard that she like cracked her rib, and they wouldn't give her a COVID test because she hadn't been to China.
That's what happened to me. They wouldn't give me a COVID test either. And I, for an entire year, coughed so hard every night that I had to stay on my toilet because I would cough so hard that I would gag.
Well,
fun times.
You know what? Someday we will learn how to process the trauma of COVID.
Absolutely.
Not today.
Today. Today we have some advice stuff to do. And let me tell you, today's a very Monday. I'm feeling great coming off of having eaten so many deviled eggs.
Oh, how were those deviled eggs? We were talking about them last week.
Amazing. I saw a TikTok that was my entire personality. It was this girl with a very thick Southern accent. She said, I hope I never meet the devil, but I love his eggs. And I was like, that's me.
Yep. Deviled eggs are really good. So,
in my opinion, they're a god.
You know what else is really good? Your lipstick. If you guys aren't watching, if you're not watching on YouTube, I would just say go now to YouTube to check out Destiny's like bright pink lipstick.
Thank you. Yeah, you can go to Oregon Live's YouTube. We do upload a video of this podcast every week, and Lizzy and I are pretty cute.
Yeah. So. Destiny wears makeup, and she does a really good job with it.
Thank you so much.
I am the opposite in that I do not wear makeup, and when I do, I look little clownish.
I don't think that's true, but I do appreciate that you don't wear makeup.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Yeah. I love Destiny's makeup.
Thank you.
I find it very aspirational.
Thank you so much. It's very kind. We do have a question.
Oh yeah.
If you're ready for some
I'm ready. Let's give some advice. Advice.
Lizzy's pretty good at it. She does it for a living. So
that's
if you guys
part
are
of
ready,
my job. Yeah.
I am ready.
Okay, let's go.
We have a question from a listener. It goes, Dear Lizzy, I have a big family, like a handful of siblings, all who have significant others and children. That is a big family.
Mm-hmm.
We don't live in the same places and rarely meet up for the holidays, but we all get each other Christmas presents. It's very nice. I'm overwhelmed and exhausted by the amount of Christmas present buying, this ends up being. This isn't joyful. It's perfunctory and mainly ends up being ordering things off Amazon wish lists. I want to change the way we do the holidays, but also don't want to be the one who ruined Christmas. Help. Signed, not the Grinch. I swear.
When Destiny read this, she was like, maybe you are the Grinch.
Yeah, I said, you might be the Grinch.
I don't think you're the Grinch. This isn't a problem I have. I don't. Yeah. No, I don't. You don't have a million siblings either, right, Destiny? That you are giving presents to, or do you?
Correct. Not ones that I'm giving presents to. I do technically have a lot of siblings, but I don't talk to them.
Okay. Yeah. I have the one, and my husband has the one, and each of our ones have 2 children.
Sure.
So it's not like, to me, that's fine. It's not overwhelming, but I can see how this could get a bit much. And also, I don't know about you. Like, I actually love giving. I love giving presents. I'm like, I love Hanukkah and Christmas because, especially, I'm like, well, we get to give presents for like 8 days on Hanukkah, you know? And when I was young, I still, like, I used to like find little things, and what we do in my family, we have this one tradition where we like write silly things on all the presents, sort of like a hint of what's inside, like a very opaque hint, or sometimes it's obvious, but like, and I love doing that. I love giving presents. I love watching people open my presents. So I can see how like sending a million presents off that you just basically picked off an Amazon wish list because you couldn't really spend time. I mean, this could amount to like 40 people, say. Sure. There's a lot of people, and you couldn't really spend time thinking about what you'd give them. And then you're not even with them, so you don't get to see. And if there's kids involved, I mean, there is so much junk sailing back and forth on Amazon. Yeah. And yesterday I was telling Nona, we are going to have to clean out some of this stuff. We're going to have to donate some of your stuff before Christmas because this room cannot handle a single baby calico critter more. Right. I can't handle one more. And I know she's going to get a Barbie for Christmas. Anyway, moving on. I have a cut on my lip and it's just at a place where my mouth keeps moving. Really cool. It's like the opposite of your beautiful pink lipstick. It's like
any cuts around the mouth, pimples on the lip line, it's the worst.
It's the worst.
Everybody knows it's the worst.
Yeah. So that's what I'm dealing with. That's what I'm dealing with. Anyway, what I'm saying is I don't have this situation in my own life, I can see how it could feel perfunctory instead of like happy, which to me, I know giving gifts can be like super capitalist and all this stuff. And as you know, we've talked about how, anti-capitalist I am. Well, I still participate in capitalism constantly. But yeah, so how can you make this gift giving maybe feel more personal without being the person who ruined Christmas?
I think you have to change your frame of mind. This is why I said maybe you are the Grinch. Because I think you have to think of gift giving. I think you have to take yourself out of the equation. It has nothing to do with you. Yeah. It just has nothing to do with you. Who cares about how you feel about it? You are especially if somebody, here's the thing. I cannot believe that you are complaining about an Amazon wish list. Hello? Somebody did the work for you. My God. Could you, the amount of times that I have had to wring an answer out of like my mother, for instance. What would you like for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday? You want another freaking candle? Because that's what you're going to get if you don't answer me. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Sometimes the people that you know the best are like people that are really hard to shop for because, you know, we get into these grooves where we're all, speaking of like the capitalist machine, we all work so much. And when you have kids, like you sometimes like lose the space to have hobbies or like read books or like do things that you like to indulge in. And so it can be hard to buy things that bring people joy. So when people amass lists of things that they would like for Christmas, they're doing the work for you. So take their word for it that they would really, that this would really bring them joy. Yeah. So when you're buying something off of a gift, like don't feel like it's a cop-out. Feel like you're doing them a favor. You know what I mean? And while I understand like that it can really feel perfunctory to just send off a gift because you're not getting to see the joy of somebody opening it, maybe you can enrich that experience by being like, hey, you know, can you wait to open aunt or uncle's, not the Grinch I swear, presents on Google Hangout or, you know, like FaceTime or whatever. And we can make this experience more personal. You know, if you're feeling like you're missing that face-to-face sort of experience, maybe you can carve out some time to do that. Maybe, you know, with the kids or whatever, like whatever experience you feel would be most enriching to you, like the family members you're closest with. Like, let's not pretend that we're not closer to some of our family than we are to others of our family. Like, we definitely are. You know, making time to like use technology to bridge that gap a little bit can mean the world. You know, I live very far away from a lot of my family that I'm really close with, and you know, just FaceTiming like with my Nana just like means everything. You know, she doesn't know how to make that technology work. But when somebody else can set that up and I can just see her little face, you know, and she can see me, it's a lot different than just like sending a text or just sending her like a box of Jammy Dodgers or something. Like she'll text me and be like, oh, thank you so much. But like to see her face and to hear her voice, it's really, it can mean a lot. So I think that you are thinking about this all wrong. Maybe I think that people, when they receive a gift from you, it has your name on it. They're not feeling on their end that it's perfunctory. They are feeling that you thought of them. And I think that you have to remember that as you're going through the slog of this capitalist holiday that can feel very capitalist when you're standing in the long line at Fred Meyer. When you're looking, you know, scrolling through the pages of Amazon wish lists, it can all feel very not great. But if you just remember the person on the other end of that, I think that's like very important.
No, I think I agree with you that like part of this could be just reframing it and also, you know, maybe accepting it. But I also think I also think that, you know, and that is possible. You know, I also think like a long time ago, many years ago, my mom does have 4 siblings and they all have kids. So I have 10 cousins. It's a lot. And for a long time we would do, when all the kids were kids, and we would do this thing where we drew names. So like each kid drew a kid's name and each adult drew an adult's name. And because there's another element here which this person doesn't bring up, but you know, financially that can be incredibly taxing to have to get 40 people gifts. That can be a lot. Absolutely. And maybe that's not an issue here, but it is an issue for some people, for sure. And I don't think you should, you know, go into debt. You shouldn't have to go into debt to have a good holiday, and you shouldn't have to like stretch yourself in a really uncomfortable way financially to show love to your family. So I think like you could maybe pitch the idea, and I think it's too late for this year. But you know, next year, pitch to your family, what if we drew names? What if we put all of the kids in a bucket and each kid got another kid a special thing? You could do it like that. You could do a Secret Santa style where you don't know who you got. I think that those kind of formats, if you can get everyone on board, are fun, and they add like a little bit of special, like, oh, I'm getting this person a special thing. And it saves you money. It saves, I think one of the elements for me, I can also see like, having your kid end up with a bunch of stuff. it's hard to be like, this is from this person and say thank you, you know, but I think you do need to, and I think it's good practice. I can just see that, yeah, it can be hard and you can be overwhelmed with stuff. I also agree with you that, and I think a lot of people, it's hard to sometimes accept gifts in the spirit that they're given, which is like, I love you and I can't see you or I can't be with you right now, but I want to give you something. I want you to know you're important to me and I want you to know that I love you. And to take that from the gift, no matter what it is, even if it's something you absolutely didn't want, even if it's something that means nothing to you or that is like shows to you like this person doesn't know anything about me. Who cares? Accept it in the in the spirit it was given to you, I think, you know. Except for, we did recently just read an Am I the Asshole? Maybe we'll talk about it another time, but a cruise. Oh. You know, like there are presents that you can be like, that was a bit much, or like that actually is untethered from reality. But, you know, if somebody's sending you gifts, it's because they love you. And even if they give you a gift that's totally inappropriate, even if you have to, whatever, like say, no, thank you, I can't accept this, you can still remember that they love you and that's why they're giving you that gift. So yeah, I think, you know, try to pitch to the siblings, a drawing name sort of situation, and, see if it flies, you know, and couch it. You can even say like, I really appreciate all the gifts we're giving. I just thought this could be a fun thing we could try out. I don't know. And if they don't go for it, you might have to accept, you know, one of the things about families sometimes is you have to accept them for who they are and that they may not change. And I'm not saying that's going to happen here. That's a big leap from this question, but maybe they are, maybe everyone else is really into doing it this way. And,
or maybe they're not.
Maybe they're not. Maybe they're all like, oh, thank God. That's what I wanted to do. Let's do a Secret Santa. Let's do a drawing names.
When you think of like a viable other option, like a Secret Santa, I mean, we do a Secret Santa in my family because my stepdad's family, my immediate family, very small. My stepdad's family, quite large. So we do a Secret Santa style thing where there's like a cap on how much you're allowed to spend, and everybody pulls a name because we're all adults now. There used to be like a handful of kids. I was among them, but now I'm old. And the youngest of us is like 27. So, you know, we all have adults, jobs, right, and careers, and so like we can afford, you know, a cap of like $50 on a gift. So, you know, if that's the case, then, you know, maybe other people are like, hey, like maybe as everybody kind of gets older, it evolves into something different, and floating that conversation or just like letting it, I mean, it's your family. Like you're going to know if they're receptive to this or not.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's worth a try. And
it's a good idea to float like another viable option, like a
and that doesn't make you a Grinch or like anti-Christmas to do that. I think
it's still present giving. It's still thinking about somebody and making time, and that's all what the holidays are about.
I remember it being very fun when we did that when I was a kid and with my cousins, because it can be way more personal than like giving a gift to all your cousins. That's a small something that's kind of meaningless, or picking one thing that you're like, oh, I know that my cousin's gonna like this. And all my cousins, except for a few, we all pretty much lived in different places. So, you know, sometimes we would get together on Christmas, and, you know, now we're very far flung. Right. We don't keep in touch. Some of us do, but you know, anyway, so yeah, that's an idea. Give it a try. Do you think we advised?
I think we advised.
Yes.
The holidays are hard. Just be gentle. It's
right.
Be okay.
Yeah. And just remember that everyone is trying their best, so including you. Yeah. Great. Well,
Smash or Pass?
Let's smash or pass.
Let's smash or pass. Smash or Pass is a segment where Lizzy and I talk about things we like, aka things we'd like to smash, and things we don't like, things we'd like to pass. This can be things that are personal to us or things just in general. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in to Smash or Pass. You know, I've been thinking what I'm going to smash this week is Christmas cookies. Ooh. And I'm going to say holiday cookies because, you know, I'm not just only Christmas.
Like a family recipe or something?
Well, for the past couple of years, I've done this thing where I made chocolate chip cookies for my neighbors. Made like a ton of chocolate chip cookies. And this year I was like, I'm going to go further. I'm going to make different kinds of cookies. And I made 5 different kinds of cookies this week. Wow. It was really fun. I don't know. I love baking, and I found 4 of the recipes. I'll link them in in my post, but 4 recipes from New York Times Cooking, which is like my go-to. I just love it. Same. Especially because of the comments. Yes, everyone who's already cooked it or baked it or whatever will give you it's like being in a room with 100 people who've already done it. So they have all this advice and it's great. And then one meringue recipe, like these chocolate cracker kisses that used to be on Joy of Cooking, isn't anymore. Finally found the recipe online. My grandma and I used to make them together. Really easy to make if you follow the directions, which I accidentally added too much sugar 2 times when I made them. Got a lot of egg yolks to deal with. But I made these. The best ones, I think, were probably the peppermint brownie cookies. Ooh, so good. Then these sort of like almost shortbready, fruity meltaways, which I made with freeze-dried mango. So they're mango meltaways. Really good. I made a really fussy chocolate chip cookie recipe. I usually go Toll House. Yeah. This was like cake flour, bread flour, chill for 48 hours. Really over the top, and they're really good. Yeah. And arugula, chocolate babka arugula. No, so was that 5? Did I say 5? I think so. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. And I gave them to my neighbors. And I hope that some of the neighbors I gave them to even know who I am. Yeah. I put them on their step. I was like, this is from,
It's so nice. I'm also going to make cookies for my neighbors, but I make forgotten cookies every year, which are meringue cookies with chocolate chips.
My meringues had chocolate chips, and they have saltines and chocolate chips.
Oh, nice.
So what are they?
It's just, I mean, it sounds disgusting when you say it, but it's just egg whites, sugar, and chocolate chips. It's just meringue cookies with chocolate chips.
It's not disgusting. That's exact. Yeah. Cream of tartar or no?
No, I mean, you can. That's just to help stabilize it, but you don't. No. That's a cheater way, no offense.
Wow. Well, mine had cream of tartar, and I'm a cheater.
No. I have used cream of tartar, so the humidity can affect like meringue. So sometimes when you're making them like in the humidity of the Florida summer, it's rough. Yeah. But if you want to eliminate the cream of tartar, a great way to do that is to use a glass bowl that you've put in the freezer.
Interesting.
Put your beers also in the freezer if you pull it all out.
Interesting. I use a stand mixer. I'm a real...
Ooh, fancy. Yeah, I love a stand mixer, but we just have a hand beater, and I use that.
If you know Destiny, you should get her a stand mixer for Christmas, because it's a really good brother.
They're fancy.
They're really great. Yeah. They're so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I didn't know you liked to bake, actually.
I love to bake, yeah.
That's great. And that was really sweet of you. So yeah, I'll be making meringue cookies soon. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really kind of you.
Well, I just...
Smash the kindness.
Really, it's smash eating cookie dough. I have a problem. I'm like... To my child, I'm like, you can't have this as raw eggs. And I just like lick the spoon, like fingers crossed. I know someone who's gotten very sick from raw eggs, but you know what? It wasn't me. So once it's me, then the story will change.
Yeah, I never have either. And my thought process on this, it's not the right one, but it's mine, is that if I got sick from eating cookie dough and I got the poops and I lost 5 pounds from eating cookie dough, worse things could happen to me. You know, I'm not saying that's correct.
That's not necessarily correct, guys. This is not doctor advice. Let's just Destiny is not Destiny is not a doctor.
It says on there, don't eat it. So I'm just telling you, don't listen to me.
What are you smashing?
My smash is the new Hunger Games movie, the prequel.
Ooh, did you watch it?
I did. I went with my friends. So I live in Oak Grove, which is like in this like unincorporated part of Clackamas County.
It's near Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee, yep. And so we have this very small theater called the Oak Grove 8, and I'm only mentioning this because the tickets are $8, which is like unheard of for a movie theater now. And like you can get like a soda, a popcorn, a movie theater ticket. You can get out of there for less than $20.
That's insane.
It's unheard of. And I mean, the seats aren't like super fancy. They're still like the kind that like flip up and down. It doesn't matter. Amazing experience. Yeah. And the movie was great. I never read The Hunger Games when I was a kid. I listened to the first 2.
Hunger Games was not out when I was a kid, so I feel old by Destiny saying that, but that's fine. I'm not going to take it.
They were out when I was a kid either, and I think that's why I didn't read them. I think it was too old by the time they came out.
Good recovery, but
I have recently listened to 2 of them on audiobook. The third one had a narrator I didn't like, so didn't listen to it. I'm reading the prequel right now. The movie came out. I was like, let's go see it, because my roommate did read the books.
Okay.
It was great. I really enjoyed it. I loved the main character. who kind of represents like the basically like travelers, so like the Romany people,
cool,
or like Appalachian people,
wow,
who sang like who would like sing songs about their lives and stuff like that, and she had like that little cute Southern accent, and like you know, it was really great, and I think it's a great little dystopian young adult,
cute
series.
Great, yeah.
I'm enjoying the book so far.
Yeah, I read the first one, and the second one felt unedited to me. That's how I felt about the second Hunger Games book. The first one, I was like, I really liked it.
People did not like the third one, which I still have not read.
I don't think I even got to the third one.
Yeah, the first one, the prequel that I'm reading right now feels great. It's about Snow, President Snow.
Okay,
yeah, he's the main character. I would love to learn more about Tigress. Is also in this.
Okay,
she's played by Hunter Schafer, who is just so beautiful.
Okay, it's been a long time since I read, but I definitely watched at least the first movie. How many movies are there?
4.
Really?
I think wasn't the last one split into 2?
Maybe.
Is that a lie?
I don't know. Maybe that's
I don't think I've seen all of them.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen all of them.
Anyway,
cool.
Good. It was worth seeing it. I also love to go to the movie theater. This movie theater is never that busy. I'm a person who masks everywhere. I'm not masked in here, but anywhere I go. Yeah. And because this place is always dead, I feel okay not wearing a mask.
That's awesome.
I get to eat movie theater popcorn, which is my favorite snack. So
it's so good. Yeah. Smash, smash, smash. Okay. Love it. I went to see the Trolls movie, known as the first movie. And also in Milwaukee.
Did she have fun?
She had a really good time. The last time we tried to take her to the movie theater before, and it was too overwhelming. Sure. It was too loud. The previews went on for 45 minutes, and they got progressively scarier. Aww. Even though it was a children's, like a G-rated movie. Yeah, I was like, uncool. But this was like at Wonderland in Milwaukee, so it was small. Yeah. It was just cousins and her and like 3 other people in the theater, one other family, and it was great. I mean, movie, not my thing. Sure. Not my thing at all.
But it was for her.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You know what I'm going to pass on? Justin Timberlake. I will always pass on Justin Timberlake any day of the week. And he's featured heavily in this film, obviously in voice only as a troll. But I still
he played a troll.
Don't like him. You know what I mean? I'm like, I would have enjoyed this movie a lot more if I didn't know that was Justin Timberlake's voice.
I did have a big crush on Justin Timberlake back in the day.
Sure, and that's fair, and that's fine. And
a small child.
And that's, you know what, you can't be held responsible for that.
Thank you so much. Back in the ramen hair days.
Yeah. I mean, I was like a little too old for that kind of crush. Like, because we're basically the same age, probably. I don't know how Justin Timberlake is. But what he did to Britney Spears is unexcusable. And also Janet Jackson. I'm sorry, bro.
Absolutely.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pass on Justin Timberlake. And everyone knows I
Stan Lance pass only.
What are you passing on this week?
My pass for this week is, listen, I'm sorry, Oregon. I'm going to pass on front license plates.
Wow.
I'm going to pass on front license plates because I come from a state. It's an embarrassing state.
A lawless state?
Basically. I come from Florida. Listen, I understand this isn't like the best example of the state. In general.
Yeah, you've lost me already, so.
Listen, where I didn't have to have a front license plate. So I just got all my license plate stuff settled and everything. I don't want to hear about it. Okay, I moved here basically when the pandemic started.
Text me and we can complain about Destiny, complaining about this. It's just 503-751-8731. Just text the word advice and click the link and subscribe, and we will just talk about how ridiculous Destiny is for hating the law that keeps us safe.
Because I have to buy a thing to put on the front of my car, and it's like either I have to drill holes into the front of my car. I don't drive a super nice car.
I feel
I like a 2011 Nissan.
So this car came from Florida?
It sure did.
Okay, and they don't have like the ability to put license plates on the front?
You can buy one that's like sticky. You can buy one that's magnetic, or you have to buy one that you have to drill holes into the front of your car. I'm afraid that it's gonna just like fly off. If
I think you can do
a magnetic
try
one.
Try it with the magnetic one.
Yeah, but then you have to buy. Listen, it's not like if something happens to it, I'm gonna have my license plate. The whole thing's gonna fly off. So I bought the cute new B license plates.
Ooh, they are so cute. I saw them actually. I was like, wow. In person, they're even cuter.
And also, So I'm carrying around my license plates right now because in my registration, because my Florida plates are expired.
Please don't pull over Destiny.
Please don't
she
pull me
is
over.
trying
I'm
her
trying
best.
so hard because I have to buy a thing.
She's
to put on
not
the front of my
succeeding,
car.
but she is trying.
I'm like researching which one is the best one to do. Like, do I have to drill holes in my? Listen, I'm out here by myself. I don't have like a dad to ask out here to help me.
It's hard.
So anyways,
if you're a dad and you want to help Destiny, text the word advice to 503-751-8731 and then click the link and subscribe. If you're my dad and you have advice for Destiny, you know my number.
Yeah. My super nice neighbor who lives across the street who owns the chickens.
He could help you.
He does help me. He's a super nice guy. He's not my dad, but he's dad
age.
He has children that are my age, and so he's very nice and helps me with things. And I'm sure if I asked him to help me mount it, he would do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just maybe stubborn. I don't know.
But
anyways, I'm passing on that because it's mostly a pain in my neck.
I disagree, but I understand.
It's personal.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, not awesome, but don't pull Destiny over, guys.
Please don't pull me over. I'm trying.
She's nice. She's trying hard. Wait, they're not going to pull you over for that.
I don't think so. Paperwork.
And if they do, you just give them that paperwork.
I will.
And it'll be okay.
I will.
And maybe they'll help you. Maybe the police officer will be a dad.
Please, please,
do you have a drill in your car? Well, awesome. Do we have anything else we're going to discuss today, or is that it? Are we on time, or is that our time?
Yeah, I think that's our time. I think we gave great advice.
We did.
And I hope while you're on your gift giving adventures that you remember to give with your heart. I know this can be a little bit of a capitalist nightmare, but give with your heart, whatever it is. It's going to be great.
And if you're giving Destiny a present, I really do recommend a stand mixer. If you're looking for a big ticket item for Destiny this year.
I'd take any color on sale, scratch, dented.
Right.
I don't care.
Mine's just like metallic, but
great. Love it.
I love it. It's great. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, guys, and tune in next week. We'll be here again.
We'll be here. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Why Though the Podcast. Subscribe for weekly episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, and don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. If you're looking for more Why Though, check out my column that comes out every Tuesday on OregonLive.com. You can support our local journalism by going to OregonLive.com/pod support.